Sean.
Oh, hey, Trevor. How's it going? You ready for the Exorcist pod?
Yeah, I'm ready for this one.
Oh, I actually really enjoyed it. I'm actually really excited to talk about it, honestly. Because of the demons and everything. And
Yeah, me too.
you okay there?
Oh,
You need some water?
oh man. Yeah, I had something in my throat there.
Oh, okay. Well, here's some water for you. It is tap water. Just remember that.
Good, because the holy water, it burns,
What?
Yeah, the holy water, it like burns. So
Oh.
I need like,
You actually need tap water.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
But if someone tells me like they say it's holy water, but it's actually tap water, like I don't know that. So like it burns anyway.
oh, well, let's get started anyways. Relax and rewind. The Exorcist up next. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Relax and Rewind. Today's episode, of course, is on The Exorcist, William Friedkin's horror masterpiece from 1973. And of course, Trevor's here today to discuss.
I'm here after being exorcised.
Yeah, actually, I'm a priest. Did you know that? I'm actually I'm a Catholic priest that can perform exorcisms.
That's great.
Yeah, I actually called up the Pope. He was like, yeah, just, understandable.
The Pope walked you through it on the phone.
Yeah. It was like, like when people are trapped in like planes or whatever, like,
What?
the pilot's out sick and they have to land it. You know about those? Like,
Sure.
yeah, actually, that's what they did for me on the phone. They're like, yeah, so basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna bless.
They have like an air
someone.
traffic control
Yeah,
tower, but
that's like
for
a genuine-
exorcisms.
Oh no, not an air traffic controller performing exorcisms. They
No, but like the same kind of like thing.
yeah, but it's the Pope. He's on the phone. He's like,
Little known, it's actually under the Vatican.
little known Pope fact.
There's just like a group of people just like the phones are hot. They're ready to pick up at any moment when someone needs a walk-through exorcism.
Well, of course, the idea is so funny. I was gonna say, I think we just lost all our Catholic listeners out there.
No. But this is part of the Catholic Church. It's a great institution for exorcising people.
Yeah, well,
If it wasn't the
according to this-
Catholics, who else would do it?
exactly. According to the movie, they're the only ones that keep doing it. But
Just cut to like the headquarters under the Vatican. There's like, all right, we got a phone line. We got some kid in Jersey right now. Okay, let's like, all right, break it down.
all right,
What's the situation?
it's like a 911 operator.
Yeah. All right, I need
what's
you to
your
remain
emergency?
calm.
All right, what's your emergency? I think my son's possessed by a demon.
I have
Okay,
to-
we get this a lot.
Okay. I'm gonna walk through the questionnaire here. Okay, it's a very simple question. It's just yes or no. Have you been exposed to any ancient relics from Iraq?
I just can't. I don't know, honestly.
Okay. Have
Does
you
the
knocked
patient-
over any statues lately?
I did knock over. Yeah,
you know
actually,
what? I knocked over a statue and a strange mist came out and it seemed to like go into my son's body. It was.
I
weird.
love that we've been doing this bit for the past like 3 minutes.
It's a good bit.
It is a good bit. But anyways, as I said, we are covering The Exorcist, directed by the late great, sadly, William Friedkin.
So educate me. What is his discography?
Oh, we're just
or
you know what? Yeah,
is-
yeah, we can go straight into William Friedkin's
what else has he
career.
done? Because I'm actually completely unfamiliar with that name.
with William Friedkin.
Yeah.
William Friedkin. Of course, you gotta you're in good hands because you got me, Mr. Sean Donovan, movie man,
Film major.
film major.
Film major extraordinaire.
I'm world renowned. But he is a director, producer.
Also, you have the laptop. I don't.
Yeah, I do have the laptop with a Wikipedia page of William Friedkin open. But he's a director, he's a producer, and a screenwriter. He's mainly in the new Hollywood era. So this, of course, if you don't know what New Hollywood is.
I don't.
Basically, the studio
There
system.
was old Hollywood, and then
Basically, like
something
genuinely.
more people came in, and then it was new because
So-
they were newer.
So going into like the quick like little New Hollywood spiel, but the basically what New Hollywood is that kind of right around the I'd say late 50s, early 60s, a lot of the big studios were like, oh, we're just gonna make these, cash grab movies, blah blah blah, and then you see this rise in like the mid 60s and late 60s of these directors going, no, I want to make I want to make films that are interesting about the human experience almost, and like this is where we get directors like Martin Scorsese, Spielberg, Brian De
Dang,
Palma.
Scorsese's old.
Yeah, it's and like Bonnie and Clyde is kind of the one that's like, here's the one that started that, and it came out in 67. So yeah, I'm looking at some.
So the way it worked was like these guys were like, "Hey, you know what? Movies can be an art form too."
Yes, basically.
And not just like flavor of
on
week.
Wikipedia, here's the first row of directors that are, quote, considered a part of the New Hollywood. Woody Allen, Robert Altman, Hal Ashby, John G. Alvedinson, who directed Rocky, John Badham, who was mainly known for directing Saturday Night Fever, Ralph Bashki, who I think you should know. I'm pretty sure if this is the guy that I know. Yeah, you should know this guy. He's the one that did all the animated Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies.
Okay, I've actually never seen those though.
Well, you're a Lord of the Rings fan, so. Peter Bogdanovich, James Bridges, Mel Brooks, John Borum, John Carpenter, John Cassavetes, and Michael Cimino. That's the first line, and there are 5 of them.
Nice.
So, yeah. There's some really good. So yeah. Where were we?
Friedkin.
William Friedkin. Yes. William Friedkin. He's kind of a part of this movement because he was big in the 70s.
Yeah.
He he had some interesting movies. So basically it starts in 70 with The Boys in the Band, which is a it's odd because it's a queer film and it came out in 70. It's about it's about basically just a bunch of guys getting together for a party, celebrating like a birthday. It's based off a stage play. So I feel like I'm just yelling at you all this stuff now, but he then does The French Connection in 71.
I've heard that before.
Yes. Then he goes 73 Exorcist, 77 Sorcerer, which is based on a 53 film called.
For me, it's always been the French Disconnection because I don't know what it is.
I thought you were gonna say French Dispatch there for a second. I'm
No,
like,
that-
what?
That was a little newspaper column back in the. No.
What are you, 40? Like what? Yeah, I was right. It's Sorcerer is a remake of a 53 film called The Wages of Fear.
That's a cool title.
Yeah, it is a really cool title. 80 Cruising with Al Pacino, 85 To Live and Die in L.A.
I've never seen the movie Cruising with Al Pacino. That sounds like a great movie. I would love to cruise with Al Pacino. Seems like a good time.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a good movie. But then his most recent, since 2000, he's made 5 films.
Okay. So he's still very much active, kind of.
Well, he's dead.
Oh.
That's why he
So
said he's
not
like
active.
He's
exactly.
not active.
Per
but,
se. Maybe he's still making ghost pictures of some kind.
Oh my gosh. He does have a movie coming out this year within the next 2 weeks. It comes out the day that this pod is released.
Posthumous?
Posthum. Yep.
That word?
Yes. It is called The Kane Mutiny Court Martial. It's going to be on Showtime and Paramount Plus.
Okay.
It stars Kiefer Sutherland, Jason Clarke of Oppenheimer playing another
Did he die like really recently or something?
Yes,
or?
he did.
Okay.
Like William Friedkin, he passed in August.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we were doing this podcast when he passed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, he's a really
Oh,
interesting.
okay. You mentioned it at one point.
He's a
Okay.
really interesting guy. Highly recommend going to check him out because he is one of those directors that I think doesn't get a lot of got a lot of praise, but never really kind of became.
I feel like I've never
something.
heard his name before, honestly.
He's big in the film community, but I feel like he needs to be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with he has won Best Director. He's directed French Connection is probably his biggest film, and The Exorcist. He's directed bunch of great movies, but he's kind of, and I mean, he's in the same boat as one of my favorite directors, Peter Bogdanovich, where they were big. They were really good directors, made really good movies, but they kind of just didn't do a lot. They didn't have this one. They had a breakout movie, but they never really broke
They weren't
out.
churning them out.
Yeah.
Some of these other directors.
Well, they never were a Spielberg or a Scorsese who, Spielberg breaks out with Jaws.
It's hard to be as prolific as Spielberg and Scorsese.
Exactly. Scorsese breaks out with Taxi Driver. Scorsese breaks out with Jaws. Even Lucas breaks out with Star Wars. Coppola breaks out with Godfather and Apocalypse Now. But Friedkin broke out with Exorcist, and the next movie he does is Sorcerer, but that's 4 years later.
Yeah, that's a long time.
So, but yeah, no, I really love William Friedkin. I think he needs to be honored more, and especially after watching The Exorcist.
Yeah, I mean,
very much so.
I like his vision.
Yeah, he's a very interesting director. But anyways, we'll move from Friedkin into the movie The Exorcist. And I want to, where we start this conversation with The Exorcist, we always start with, I always try to start with a question that I want to pose to you. It's a hard question. But
well, I've got the hard answer, so let's go,
all right,
bro.
So my first question is, where does this rank in the greatest horror films of all time? Where does this rank?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Exactly.
Just because it's what would so greatest top 10 or something? Is that the parameters you're looking for?
Actually, you know what? I should actually, instead of why is this regarded as one of the scariest horror movies of all time? Because I have lists here.
I think for the time, a lot of what happens on screen would not be considered commonplace. Nowadays, you see ridiculous stuff on screen.
So here's what I was gonna say is and this is why I asked this question. So I've pulled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lists, all from big decently sized publications, and I'm gonna read you the placement of The Exorcist and the date that this list was published and updated.
Okay.
Entertainment Weekly, the 37 scariest movies of all time, updated August 23rd, 2022. The Exorcist sits at number 1.
Number 1?
Number 1. Rotten Tomatoes.
He was number 1.
He was number. Rotten Tomatoes. The 10 scariest horror movies ever. September 30th, 2022 is when it was published. The Exorcist, number 1. The 35 best horror films of from Esquire, published July 28th of 2023. It doesn't have a number to it, but The Exorcist is on the list.
Okay.
Then we have Time Out. The 100 best horror movies of all time. The Exorcist sits at number 1.
Okay, I sense a pattern here.
Rolling Stone, or Time Out's one was published on Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Rolling Stone, 101 best horror movies of all time, published October 28th, 2022. The Exorcist stats at number 1.
Are we going to just copy each other's homework?
It really does seem like it, but the outlier is the Hollywood Reporter, published October 20th, 2022. Critics pick 15 scariest movies of all time. The Exorcist stats at number 4. Can you name me the three movies?
I would like to know because I would just like to hear some other titles that people throw around.
Give me
in
at least
these
one
lists.
guess. I want to get one guess.
Well, I would think Halloween would be up there,
Halloween is on the list,
but below.
but is at number 7.
Okay. I'm kind of blanking right now, to be honest. I don't know.
There's one. I'll give you the year of one of them.
Sure.
99.
The year of my birth.
Were you born in 99?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Well, obviously I wasn't watching any movies.
Well,
at that
yeah.
time, so I don't know what.
Number 3 is the. What was that?
It was a ghost.
Wait, what the hell? Did you knock something?
I literally touched nothing.
Where we're recording this, something just fell.
Yeah, the mics probably didn't even pick it up, to be honest.
They might have not, but
There's a ghost in the room.
we pissed off something.
Demon's mad that it's not number 1 on
The Hollywood Reporter.
yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, I want to be number 1. Blair Witch Project has nothing on me. Yeah,
Is
number 3 is Blair Witch.
Really?
Yep.
Really? Okay.
Number 2, Texas
Okay.
from 74, and number 1 is 1997's Funny Games.
Funny Games.
Yes, it is a
A title like that sounds like a comedy.
yeah, it's a movie by the auteur director Michel Haneke.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if he said that right, but okay.
I'm pretty sure I did.
So that's interesting because I don't think I've seen part. I know what the Blair Witch Project is.
Well, yeah.
I've seen parts of it. I don't think I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of those 3.
Wasn't it you that sent me the Scooby Doo?
Yeah.
As the
Okay, but that was funny. That was really funny. It was like Scooby Doo characters as if they're in the Blair Witch Project movie.
Oh, it's an iconic little
Little iconic.
Cartoon Network bumper, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I could see Texas Chainsaw. I mean, Texas Chainsaw, I'm pretty sure sits at
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure people.
so like number 2, like a lot of it's like The Shining. Texas Chainsaw sits at 3 on timeouts.
I would.
Yeah,
Okay. If you had to Trevor, I probably would have said The Shining.
The Shining. Yeah, like it's
I-
always in the top 5. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shining, and The Exorcist are kind of always there.
I think
So-
that's kind of the bummer of being an adult now is scary movies aren't really scary anymore. None of these movies are even remotely scary
Yeah.
to me anymore.
Well, but I'm just wondering why do you think this is regarded as the number 1 scariest movie? Because
I think here's a little theory. I think it's because The Exorcist is a quote unquote scary movie that has some cinematography to it and is
okay. But at the same time,
very natural character dialogue, talking to each other, you see the mom and the daughter relationship before she gets possessed by a demon. It all feels very natural. So it's like a horror movie taken seriously.
yeah, but The Shining.
Because there's plenty.
But look at
The Shining is
is
taken seriously
is
by
super
the director,
and it's it's
certainly.
an auteur director. Kubrick is the auteur director.
He took it seriously, and I think people pick up on that. People like when a scary movie is taken seriously and is not just campy.
Well, here's my theory.
I think.
So I had a theory. I was thinking when I was watching it, because I'm like, this movie's not super scary. It's not super frightening. It's not something I was.
If I was 8 years old seeing it.
Oh yeah, if I was
maybe.
yeah, exactly. I was I'd be probably pissing my pants watching this when I'd be 8 years old. But
It's
but,
rated R.
yeah. But I was thinking about it. I'm in all honesty, there's one really big horror movie that makes me still makes me kind of oh, I don't, and that's the Saw movies.
Well, see, the thing about Saw is that's gore though.
But that's what I was. But this is
that's
where I get
gross stuff.
Yeah, this is where I'm getting to it. Is I think Saw and a lot of
people being turned into human smoothies and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch
they've
that.
They've overdone the scariness is oh, how are they going to get up? Where
the scary is secondary to the gross out factor with the Saw movies.
But I think like a lot of people think scary is that, where I think the reason why it's considered like the scariest is that there isn't a lot of there isn't a lot of gore, there isn't a lot of jump scares. There isn't a lot. It's mainly kind of almost psychological because you're like, for like at least the first probably hour, you don't know if she's possessed. Like, she's acting weird, there's some things, but it's like, maybe she's not, because then they bring in the psychologist and everything, and they're like, oh well, no, she's fine, don't worry about it.
It's kind of a slow
It's a slow build. So I'm
maybe you could argue a little too slow.
Kind of, but it's for a movie in 73. Like, I've seen movies that came out in like 82 that are super slow.
Oh yeah,
And it's like for 73, this movie is really fast paced. Like, the pacing is really good. So, I think it is.
I guess. It was like I looked at the runtime, like 2 hours. I was like, jeez.
I saw it was 2 hours. And I'm like, well, because like I said, I whenever I watch a movie from like the 70s, I just watched what year did it come? I watched a movie by Robert Altman, called not Mississippi Grind. Yeah,
that's on my watch list, by the way.
What, Mississippi Grind?
Yeah,
because of the Animal Kingdom pod.
well, yeah, that and like just other reasons. I've seen it a bunch of times. Like the poster.
The movie from the movie that basically is Mississippi Grind, like the movie that Mississippi Grind pretty much took everything from, was a movie called California Split. It's directed by Robert Altman. Came out a year after The Exorcist. The movie sits at an hour and 48 minutes, and there was parts that dragged.
It felt way longer to you
way
than
longer
The Exorcist.
Than The Exorcist. But like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like The Exorcist. It's very fast paced for something in 73, at least for me. So
I think The Exorcist has remained on the top of a lot of people's lists, is maybe because of the special effects too.
It's really good.
The effects are pretty good.
The effects are amazing. I have
Just
a fact that when we get to the fact corner, I have some facts on the
Just to put in perspective, this is before Star Wars.
Yeah, this is
So
this is 4 years before Star Wars
in terms of like landmark special effects. Now, I mean, there's nothing too crazy in The Exorcist.
I mean, they turned a girl's head around. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I don't know how they did that. Was that like claymation for a second or what?
I think it's like not prosthetic. I think it's mechanized stuff.
Interesting. I don't know. There's a couple interesting tricks in here.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then I also had another thing, because this, like, we talked kind of a little bit about Reagan and Pazuzu and all that, and like their effects.
Pardon, what did you sneeze? What'd you say?
Pazuzu?
Is that the
That's
demon?
the demon's name, yeah.
Okay, where do you get the demon's name from?
I think
the director's commentary, because like
no.
Did they say it in the movie?
I think so. Now my laptop started to freeze there. That would have been bad. Freeze. It's
like,
did I say
you're like phrase.
Freeze. Sorry.
I like how the movie opens and they're in Iraq, and they actually filmed in Iraq.
Yeah.
Mosul, the city of Mosul in Iraq. It's like, why did you, for like a 5-minute like opening, like why did you go all the way over there to film that? I don't know. It's impressive, I guess. So that's where the demon is from, apparently.
Yeah. So
and then
I guess they don't say it in the movie, but it's revealed in the book.
Okay.
To be because like Pazuzu is like an actual demon. Like it's like an actual thing.
Real demon?
Like it's
demons
are
real?
Yeah, it's like an actual thing. Like
in actual real life mythology.
Yes, it's like an actual thing. So
is that why they went to actual Iraq for that?
Maybe, but like in all the
That would at least make some sense.
Oh damn! I didn't realize. Yeah, because like the Pazuzu, there's like a Pazuzu statue, like an actual
Yeah.
one, and it looks. It's of course they had to change it.
So the statue in
But
the
it
movie kind of looks like Mothman to me.
I mean, yeah,
Did it have wings? It looks like it.
it does have wings. It looks like, but
Looks like Mothman.
like it's very similar to the one that's you see in the movie.
Is
so.
there like a really good Mothman movie?
I don't know.
I think there's at least one Mothman movie, like the Chronicles of Mothman. Or
So there's I'm looking it up right now. There's a movie called The Mothman Prophecy starring Richard Gere and Laura Linney from
that might
2002.
be the one I'm thinking of. But I don't like. It better be about actual Mothman because that'd be. Stupid
It's a supernatural horror movie.
Okay.
It's about a reporter who researches the legend of the Mothman.
Okay, that's enough. I'll put it on the watch list. Okay. Anyway, so like the archaeologist guy, who's also a priest, picks up the relic from the site, and like, what does that make? Is it like? I don't get it. Is like the demon like a disease kind of thing where it follows you and you get infected or something?
I think the demon's like
in the
probably
statue?
like lays dormant in the statue almost. I think that's what it's supposed to be like.
How does
perceived.
How does our priest archaeologist guy transfer it to Reagan though? Like I watched the movie and I don't even know.
So
how does it get to her?
Well, like the lieutenant. You didn't even watch the movie.
I watched the movie. I'm telling you, I watched the movie and I don't understand.
So I think it's supposed to be like when the lieutenant's at the stairs, he like picks up that little piece that the priest found, and I think what it's supposed to be is that the director had that piece and like almost transferred it to Reagan.
How?
I have no clue.
Wait, the mom is acting and she's like acting like in a movie that's like a minute from her house.
Well, no, she moved there.
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
maybe I'm dumb, but like there's some details that are like, huh, what's happening right now? Because the mom is an actress.
Yeah, she is. Oh, it doesn't say. Well, it also is a Ouija board.
Yeah, what it?
So she like could have
I
been.
found
open.
the Ouija board in the closet.
Well,
so
like
it's
the Ouija
huh?
board is also like it. That's like in Catholicism, it's like regarded as
in Catholicism, it's not just a board game.
Yeah, it's like well, like demons are a big thing in Catholicism. Like I've been raised Catholic. So I went to church and I know a lot about.
Did you go to demon training school?
No, I didn't. There was not like they weren't like giving 7-year-olds like, all right, guys, this is how you fight off a demon.
All right, be sure to hold your breath when you go by a graveyard. They can't get into you that way.
But like demons are a big thing. I mean, like they say, like I'm pretty sure Catholic priests are still the only ones.
Would you say Pazuzu is like the Brad Pitt of the demon world? Like he's
Pazuzu's just like
pretty famous. Yeah, pretty famous.
Maybe.
Okay.
I could see like. Well, of course, like Satan. What would Satan be then?
Oh, he would be like, who's the most famous person on the planet?
Should I just look here? How about this? I'm gonna just Google most famous person.
Is The Rock.
Most.
That's the most famous person there is, right?
I love the idea.
Okay, we're not saying he is Satan, but they're just analogous. Okay, like in terms of how famous they are in the demon world.
What if Satan makes the same choices as The Rock? So like Satan's in Red Notice, the hell version of Red Notice. There you go, Graham. If you're listening, I brought it back.
Oh God. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. But I think Pazuzu is like demon. Like I said, demons are
top demon.
Yeah, I think Pazuzu is like one of the top demons. But like demons are a big thing. Like honestly, so the Ouija board, like that is like genuinely like people.
There's so many movies.
So it might be that
exorcisms that are obviously inspired by The Exorcist.
But I think like
feels like every year there's a new one.
And not every year.
Feels like it.
It definitely feels like it, but I do have,
including
since,
sequels
since
to
you
The
say,
Exorcist.
yeah, well, this episode will be coming out on October 6th.
Yeah,
when,
we'll be checking out the new one. Don't worry.
yeah, go listen to our conversation over on
We're on Relax.
We're on
Relax.
Relax, everyone.
The
Over
Fine
on the
Cut.
Fine Cut. We're gonna be covering that.
Fine Cut's stuff that's coming out now.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really talk about Exorcist 1973 on here, or on the Fine Cut, but I do. You said, you brought up the thing of like, it feels like there's a lot of movies that kind of that copycat this, but I do have one other question, because I feel we see a lot of movies, that are these copycats, but they almost put the copycat of like, well, it's this, but it's like more elevated. So like, do you think that this movie almost created like that quote elevated horror genre? Because this, I think, is ahead of its time.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Just to be straight up honest,
Yeah.
after watching, it's not like I'm super impressed by it.
Oh, okay.
Not to be a hater, because
No,
like
I mean, I have some stuff.
I
with
mean,
this
your
movie that's, like,
previous question, where does this rank among the the best horror films of all time? It's like my answer would be somewhere, I guess, because like
I don't know,
it
like
was
number 15-3 or something.
it's a good movie, especially around October, Halloween
Oh, yeah.
time.
I think
to
it's a good.
throw
I
on
think
the
it was a
TV,
good
but
starter. Good
It's-
start to get in the spooky season.
It's not like I'm super impressed.
Fair.
And then like going to your second question, which was, remind me, I forgot 3 seconds later.
Well, think this movie like started
Oh,
the
elevated
elevated
horror?
horror? Because I think it.
What
honestly,
is elevated about it?
Well, I think like a lot of like, because when like horror.
Well, they go up the steps. They're elevated.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of staircases in this movie.
There's one main one.
There's one really big one,
Yeah, but
and no elevators.
well, because like, I look at stuff, and of course, like elevated horror, meaning like around this time that it came out, there was a lot of like, not really, if
there wasn't
like,
a lot of horror films that were like
yeah, there wasn't a lot of horror films that were like,
considered like a proper like movie.
yeah, well, like here, I'm gonna look up horror movies in the 50s.
Like horror movies that
or
were
in the
made
60s, how about that?
seriously. Like
yeah,
Okay, I get what you're saying.
because like 60s horror movies were like Psycho, Rosemary Baby, like they were very
Well, I think Hitchcock is
Hitchcock
kind of elevated horror, right? A little bit.
Yeah, but like at the same time,
Still
it's
campy
like still campy, but also
in its
like
own way.
that to me is more thriller. It's like it's almost
Okay.
like it's like considering Silence of the Lambs a horror movie. It's not really a horror movie. It's more of a thriller than it is, but
Okay,
it fits into that genre of horror.
sure.
Cause like you have like Night of the Living Dead, that's like a horror movie that came out literally 5 years before this.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's zombies, it's monsters. There's a lot of monster movies
Right, yeah.
around
that's
that
true.
time. And I think like Rosemary's Baby deals with demons. I mean, it's Satan's baby. Like she gets impregnated by Satan, and that's Satan's child. So, but like, it's like The Birds. Even it's like that's not demons or anything. That's
I like The Birds because it's like
I love The Birds.
Alfred Hitchcock was like, what's the campiest movie that I could make that's also actually kind of scary for some
Yeah.
reason?
No, but like I said, it's like there's really not a lot of movies at that time that are like, here's this bigger idea.
Is that like a product of like a really, or is that just like modernization? I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of like,
yeah.
because like any horror film, you're gonna have to be pretty reliant on special effects, and I
Yeah.
think maybe a lot of movies in that time period before the 70s, they would rather just spend time making like a character drama because they don't need any special effects for that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what pretty much Rosemary's Baby is. It's more of a character drama. Whoops.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
how
stuttering
many
there
how
for a
many
little bit.
demons do we see in that movie? Probably
I
just
think
like
you see
one or two.
yeah, you
scenes,
see
right?
like one or two, but it's more of a cult. It's more of the occult.
And then
in
the
the
70s
movie.
come around and you actually have some
Because, like-
technology. You can do some crazy special effects.
Well, after the, I think the main thing that I'd say like kind of puts it in the favor, like the Exorcist did. First and foremost is the awards that it was garnering. I'm gonna get into that, but also what was released literally that same decade after it. You got Texas Chainsaw. You got Halloween.
mm-hmm.
And then even the next, the decade after that, the 80s, the 80s. You got, Nightmare on Elm Street coming out. You got the Friday the 13th series coming out. You got the Child's Play series. And it's like,
Here's a question.
okay.
You mentioned the 70s
Mm-hmm.
and special effects and all that. Is The Exorcist to horror films what Star Wars was to sci-fi movies?
Ooh.
I
That's
feel
a-
like that's kind of a good way to frame it.
I think I'd have to agree. I actually think that's a really good take.
I think that kind of makes sense.
I think it does, honestly, because it's like looking
It
at
showed you can do more with it. It shows that you have now, starting in the 70s, we have the special effects to make it
Mhm.
look believable.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
No, no, that's actually a
And it can
really
be more
good
than
take, in my
just
opinion.
camp, you know?
Yeah, but like, I actually, you know what? I think you hit the nail on the head, honestly, with that.
Thank you.
Like, it very much feels like, because of course they had sci-fi movies before Star Wars, they had horror movies before The Exorcist,
Yeah.
but those changed the genre.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's actually, yeah, no, I fully agree. That's probably the best take on this episode, honestly. Like, that's awesome.
All
But,
right, I can leave now, right?
Well, no, we got to get to the awards of this and then our awards. But speaking of, like I said, awards, this is one of few movies that actually was nominated for Oscars.
Yeah,
Did
one
you-
of
one of few
horror films.
Horror film, sorry. Yeah, it's one of few movies to ever get nominated.
Yeah.
But I'm pulling them up right now. How many Oscars do you think this movie got nominated for?
Probably got, if they had makeup as like a category back then. I would think.
I don't know if art
Because
direction
she looks
would.
proper gross towards the end there.
Let me
and
look
that's
up
all
when
makeup.
makeup was announced. But
Whatever mixture they used for the green demon vomit. Very nice. Very nice.
Gross. How many? But how many do you think? Because I don't think makeup was a costume design, sound, cinematography, art. Yeah, I don't think any.
The cinematography is pretty understated in The Exorcist, but it's good. I think
yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, but
Just
like,
kind of like simple establishing shots, but like I don't know. I feel like I like the cinematography. That's all
Mhm.
I'll say.
Yeah, but how many? I'm asking you.
How many was?
How many do you think it
things
was
it
nominated for? Yes,
I'd say 3,
higher,
12,
lower,
11,
lower,
8,
higher. You're-
10.
Yes,
Okay.
it was nominated for 10
I
Oscars.
got it the first try. You're gonna edit that, right?
No.
Okay.
Yes, it was nominated for
10.
10 Oscars.
Really? What was his competition that year? My God.
It was that year. It was nominated for Best Picture, Best
Just straight up
Director.
Best Picture for
Best
a
Picture?
horror film. That's
Yes.
pretty.
It's one of 3 that have been nominated. Get Out, Silence of the Lambs, and The Exorcist have all been nominated for Best Picture.
I think Silence of the Lambs is so overrated, but we'll talk about
Okay,
that another time.
we'll talk about that another time. But it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Screenplay, Best Adapted Screenplay, I should say, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, and Best Sound.
Wow.
Yes.
Dang. What else came out in 73? Anything of note?
So the ones I'm just gonna read off who was nominated for Best Picture and Best Director.
That's fair. Hit me with those.
So Best Picture was American Graffiti.
Yeah.
Came out that year.
Our
Cries
George
and
Lucas
Whisper.
friend.
Yes. Cries and Whispers, which is an Ingmar Bergman film. The Exorcist, A Touch of Class, and The Sting won. So the Robert Redford, Paul Newman movie, The Sting won.
73 is one of those years that I would consider a black hole in my movie knowledge.
It was between...
I've seen exactly one of those movies, and that's The Exorcist.
The Exorcist. So it was actually... so it's interesting because this is the year that is most notable because it's the year between the two Godfather wins.
In between.
Yes. Godfather won in 72, and then Godfather Part 2 won in 74. So it's like this weird, like, in between.
They couldn't churn out The Godfather Part 2 fast enough.
But William Friedkin was also nominated for Best Director alongside George Lucas, Bernardo Bertolucci, Ingmar Bergman, and then the winner, George Roy Hill.
Okay, you talk all these nominations. Big talk. You got nominated. What did it win? Did it win anything?
It won 2. Or
2 out of 10 is not
it
a
won
good
2.
ratio.
Well, so the highest, the one
That's
that won
20%.
the most, the one that won the most Oscars that year was The Sting.
Okay.
So it pretty much like took all the ones that it won, or The Sting and The Exorcist were tied for most nominations that year.
Right.
So
The Sting stole all the Exorcist
pretty
thunder.
much, I would say.
Okay.
But Exorcist won Best Screenplay, Best Adapted Screenplay.
It is adapted out off a book, of course.
By William Peter Blatty.
Mm-hmm.
It was up against Serpico, Paper Moon. Damn, that sucks. Sorry, I didn't realize that. Paper Moon's one of my favorite movies of all time. So.
Paper Moon, you just mentioned that.
Yes.
We talked about the creator on the Fine Cut. Go watch
yes. The Paper Chase and The Last Detail were all nominated, and Exorcist won. And then it also won for Best Sound.
Sound makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
with
The demon voices.
Yes.
pretty good.
Also, this Oscars was also synonymous because it had the streaker. There was a
What?
So basically during the ceremony, a guy ran on stage that no one knew who he was, but later found out to be Robert Opel or Opel. He ran naked across the stage.
Just 1973 things.
Yeah, while host David Nevins jokingly quipped, "Isn't it fascinating to think that probably the only laugh that man will ever get in his life is by stripping and showing off his shortcomings?" So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the 46 Oscars.
He just quipped that? Okay.
Yeah, he was just like, "Yep."
Should play Quiplash.
But yeah, get deceased
Very-
David Nevins. David Nevins would have loved Quiplash.
He's quipping.
But
He's quipping like that.
but some other ones is it was nominated for Best Actress for Ellen Burstyn, as Chris, McNeil. Then Best Supporting Actor, Jason Miller, who played Karras.
Mhm.
Was up against Randy Quaid in The Last Detail.
Okay.
But Ellen Burstyn was up against Barbara Streisand in her category.
Damn, we know who won that.
No, she didn't win.
Oh.
Glenda Jackson for A Touch of Class won.
Oh. Well, never mind.
Best Supporting Actress, though, Linda Blair was nominated for her role.
Who? I'm just kidding.
Damn. But was lost out to Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon. And Tatum O'Neal became the youngest ever actress to win an Oscar. So
That's
she won at 10 years old.
That's unfortunate because she did good in the.
I was gonna say Linda
actress
Blair
in-
was really good in this movie.
Yeah.
She was, I think, Linda Blair was
Her character in the movie's 12.
character. Yeah. So she was born in 1959, so she was probably 14 when the movie
Yep.
came out.
That's fair.
So, and I think the second youngest actress to win was like 17.
Wow.
So like if Linda Blair won, she would have been the youngest. So, yeah, that's pretty much
Some
all the big
Interesting
awards.
1973 facts.
Yeah,
Setting the stage for you.
but it did win Best Motion Picture Drama at the Golden Globes. So,
Nice.
So yeah, it did win Best Picture somewhere at least.
The Golden Globes support demons.
But I will say it is interesting that Max von Sydow was not nominated.
So,
Which-
okay, that name, okay. Max von Sydow, was he the old archaeologist dude at the beginning?
Yes, he was the priest
Oh
that
my
comes in
gosh,
afterwards.
because
so-
like, what? I may have seen him in other things, but I didn't know his name until he was in The Force Awakens.
that's yep.
So
He's a
what a
Swedish
time
actor.
jump. He looked old in The Exorcist, and like what?
He was born.
Oh my
in
gosh,
29.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
he was like what? Like 40 something in The Exorcist? Would have been like,
29. Came out in
uh,
73. He would have been 44.
44
Right?
and then
Yes.
oh my gosh. So he was
Yeah.
like he was like 80 something when he was in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That
Uh,
is time travel. He's time traveling.
Time traveling. Wait,
Yeah.
All right.
Cuz like he looked old when he was 44.
Well, they did age him up. So, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I mean,
Whatever.
but yeah, no, I'm actually it is kind of criminal that Max von Sydow wasn't nominated, but alongside Jason Miller for supporting actor, in my opinion. This should have got 11 nominees, but it ended up taking home though 4 Golden Globes. So yeah, that's pretty much all the award talk that I had
Okay.
for this.
Okay. Now let's get to the real awards. Our awards.
Nope, not yet.
Oh.
We're gonna take a break here. We're gonna take a break and then we'll go to the fact corner. And then we'll do our awards. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll be back here in just a second. All right, and we're back. Time for the fact corner. Of course, honestly, the best section of the pods.
Okay.
So I also, since we have to label them, mine was going to be called the Exorfacts.
No. Exorivia.
You dunk on me whenever you always dunk on me whenever I try to give a little thing. So what is it? Exorivia? The Exorivius? The Exorfaxist. That's what I'm keeping it as.
Exorfax.
The Exorfaxics.
Whoa, you almost said fascist there. Be careful.
Uh-oh. First the Christians, now the fascists. Oh man, no one's gonna listen
I
to this.
subscribe to factism.
Factus. Well, here are some of you know
Give
how
me
like
some factus beliefs.
I will mainly about this movie though. So the first one mainly.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one that's just like you must listen. The first one, of course, though, starting off the factus. The Exorfax factus.
Spit it out. Let's go.
All right. First one that I have in the scene where Reagan projectile vomits onto Father Karras.
That was actual vomit. Very good. Very nice.
No, the vomit was intended to hit Jason Miller in the chest, but the tube misfired, hitting him in the face. The reaction of shock and disgust while wiping away the vomit is genuine, and Miller admitted in interviews that he was very angered by this mistake.
Yeah, I can see why.
I would too, yeah.
Like, who knows what that mixture was anyway?
It's thick pea soup. I didn't want to put that on there, but I did read that it's
soup.
thick pea soup.
It looks like frothy pea soup. It's
Probably,
gross.
yeah. It is not, but it does give it that nice.
Disgusting.
It does give it though that nice like green hue though. So I thought it was pretty cool. But second one, Jason Miller, another one. Jason Miller just had a rough time on this set.
He actually jumped out that window at the end. Congratulations.
No,
on
he
him.
didn't. well, also there is like
He broke every bone in his body.
No, the production though was like reportedly cursed.
I
So
thought that was like that other movie that was cursed.
Poltergeist or whatever. No,
not that one.
this
Hey,
one.
I don't know.
This one I think is like one of the big ones. There were injuries to cast and crew.
Yep.
Yeah, a bunch of other stuff. I didn't want to get into that though.
It's because they referenced the actual real life demon Pazuzu, and he being
Don't say his name here. Remember what we
Oh
happened?
no, the thing over there is levitating because I said it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. There was supposedly a curse on set, but
Yeah, but like how would they have gathered that kind of feeling? Like what happened? Someone slipped on a banana peel and like, oh man.
So it says death among the crews. This is on Wikipedia. This is not a part of the fact corner.
Death?
Some people connected to the film as well as family members died during the filming. McRowan, who plays Burke, the director, died a week after completing his scenes.
In which he dies.
Or wait.
In the movie.
As Dennings. Hold on. Give me a second. Dennings it's Burke Dennings. That's the director's name, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So he
What happened to
died.
him?
He
Car
died
crash?
of influenza.
Oh, well that's
So,
that's
yeah.
not that's kind of a
Yeah.
that's just unfortunate.
Malaros also died, who I do not know who they're referring to with Malaros.
Wow, this fact sucks.
Well, it says like her character, and I'm like trying to remember who died.
Was it the helper lady?
No, it's the mother.
Oh.
She also died before filming was finished.
Oh my gosh, really?
Some other deaths were the night watchman.
Wait, from what? What'd she die from? Strange statue-related reasons?
Let me see. Let me look at her Wikipedia page. We're derailing the fact corner right now to talk about
Well,
the curse.
I gotta know what happened with the curse.
That is true.
These are all facts here.
It doesn't say.
Okay, well that's lame.
So, or from where at least I saw, it didn't say anything. But yeah, some other deaths were a night watchman, the operator of the refrigeration system for Reagan's room, and an assistant cameraman's newborn. Linda Blair's grandfather died during the first week of production, and von Sydow had to return to Sweden after his first day shooting when his brother died. One of Miller's sons nearly died, or Jason Miller. One of his sons nearly died when a motorcycle struck him.
But that's not even related to the movie, though, right? I mean...
it was like during shooting.
It was during shooting.
People were like, oh, it's a curse. It's a curse. But
no, really, this is like this series of unfortunate events here. Or...
But then there was also
Final Destination
one of the technicians in the anagiography scene, which...
What? What did you just say?
When she gets, when they have to, poke her neck.
Oh.
One of the technicians in that scene was convicted of murder. And then...
Really? Was the guy or the woman?
It was one of the it was a guy named Paul Bateson. He murdered journalist Addison Verrill.
Well, that's not cool.
Yeah, and then in 2015, the set where the prologue was shot was damaged by I think it's ISIS. They were damaged by ISIS militants.
What?
So
wait, sorry. Say that sentence again. What?
Basically the set was the set piece in the prologue in Iraq was destroyed by ISIS militants.
Well,
which isn't
in modern times.
Yeah,
they went to actual Iraq to film that part. That blows my mind.
I know.
Anyway.
Oh, I have a fact on here about
Well.
So, anyways, that was the curse.
My thought about that, me being a what's the word?
Believer?
A
atheist?
No, I was gonna say like non-superstitious
yeah.
person. There's so many people involved with the making of a film that I wonder if you could probably say any movie is cursed.
Yeah, but I think
Like,
a lot of well
What
because
series
it's
of
like
unfortunate events happened to like the crew that made Paul Blart Mall Cop? You know, like I'm sure if you dig in there
Yeah.
and look at each
No, I
person's
get it,
like
but
out of
I think it's-
150 people,
I think it happened to a lot of the main crew members and stuff.
unusual,
and, like,
sure, but
2 of the actors died after their scenes were filmed, so it's like, oh, it's a curse.
Well,
So
I
it's
mean,
like
like-
super. It's like
like
people.
remember the Thing? Keith David was in a car crash and broke his left hand, and John Carpenter filmed him only from the right side for like the first 6 months because his left
Damn.
hand was broken. So that would have been. You could have
Yeah,
said that it was kind of
the
there was
curse.
some
Yeah,
kinda
but like
you know,
also the film's
stuff
about
like
a
that
demon,
happens.
and it's like all that kind of stuff. So I mean,
the psychological.
yeah,
effects,
it's
you
definitely
know?
like very psychological. I think there's a documentary out there, like documenting it and everything. But anyways, back to the fat corner. Little side tangents into
I wouldn't say curses
Curse
where
corner.
actual people die is fun, but I guess that was a fun fact.
Oh my, that's not a part of the fat corner. That's part of the
Oh.
curse corner.
The curse
but
corner.
the brand new little section. That I
You
have.
know what? It's like like the thing, the 7 degrees,
7 degrees of
separation
separation?
from Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, or
It's
6
like
degrees, I think.
whatever the saying
Yeah.
is. It's like how many separations are we away from like cursed things happening with any movie crew? You
I
know,
like that idea. We'll put that into consideration.
it's like
I
this
think
one.
we should put. Honestly, I think we should put 6 degrees of separation to Kevin Bacon. In
It's
the,
just an award.
as well, like in this little like
The
section
Students'
before
Connection.
the awards and everything. You know, because we also got some other things here.
I'm saying we need like a big wheel of things that we spin and then
Yeah,
like
we
off
choose.
the cuff.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you have the money for a big wheel?
I could craft one. Okay,
Okay.
just
All right. If you get a big wheel, we can do that.
okay.
But anyways, back to the fat corner. Another one is the second one. We only got through one. Jason Miller had a major verbal confrontation with the director William Friedkin after the director fired a gun near his ear to get an authentic reaction from him. He told Friedkin that, quote, he is an that he was an actor and that he didn't need a gun to act surprised or startled.
Okay, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
that seems pretty reasonable.
But I mean, like, it's at the same time,
I'm on
like,
Miller's side there.
this is in the 70s where like
there were no
Scorsese.
rules.
I'm pretty sure like there's a myth that like Scorsese said that he was gonna go kill somebody to like to get into the mind of Travis Bickle. Like, let me.
Okay, that's a dumb reason.
Let
me get in the mind of a fictional character I made up. Okay.
Yeah. Martin Scorsese almost killed someone for Taxi Driver.
Hey, you got dedication to the craft.
Yeah, he was gonna murder an executive over the Taxi Driver shootout scene. But yeah. Yeah, you could do that in the 70s, but
What if for this podcast I was like, for the cold open, I just shot you?
no, that's for
I need a genuine reaction.
No, that's for the the Taxi Driver relax and rewind and like
yeah.
and like, you know, give it like a
You're
few
like,
more
"Ah,
years. God,
You shot me.
what the hell? It's like, and then you hear in the background, you're like, hey, all right, guys, so Sean's not a part of it, but you hear in the background like the ambulance going.
It could happen.
Are you saying that you could shoot me? First, Graham on the Jerry Maguire pod saying that he was gonna defeat me in combat.
Defeat you in combat.
Yeah, to take the spot. Damn.
All right. Well,
Damn,
I'm
maybe this
definitely on
pod is cursed.
that's not a fun fact either, but I'm on Miller's side.
Yeah, no, I definitely admit to.
Friedkin was freaking.
Friedkin was kind of crazy, but third one, due to death threats against Linda Blair from religious zealots who believed the film, quote, glorified Satan, Warner Brothers had to hire bodyguards to protect Blair for 6 months after the film's
That's
release.
so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Come on, man. It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
But speaking of Linda Blair, Linda Blair received her Best Supporting Actress Oscar nomination before it was widely known that previous supporting actress winner Mercedes McCambridge had actually provided the voice of the demon. By Academy rules, once Blair was given the nomination, it could not be withdrawn. But the controversy about Blair being given credit for another actress's work ruined her chances of winning the award.
Well, you know what? I don't know how anyone could watch that and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
she was
14-year-old
just
girl's voice.
she was just doing the thing I was doing in the beginning with the
yeah.
Hello, I'm a demon.
like.
Wait,
no,
it's back. No.
I wouldn't think that was her own voice.
Yeah.
So,
But
you
I still
know?
think she. I still think she.
I mean,
gave a
she
great
still has to do
performance.
like the mannerisms and like look the part while there's
Oh yeah.
demon voice coming out of
Yeah. Fair.
what she's doing. But
Yeah.
where's the fun facts?
Ano-
These are all like downers.
Another fact regarding Linda Blair. I have 3. On the first day of rehearsing the exorcism sequence, Linda Blair delivered her foul-mouthed dialogue so disturbed that it says here that gentlemanly Max von Sydow had forgot his lines. So she
Lame.
Yeah, okay. Fine. We'll go into the
I read online randomly when I was like Googling The Exorcist that after this movie came out, a bunch of like all across the country, like teenage girls go on like some total manic episode. And it's like, man, people just want attention. Like, just imagine just like acting like a possessed demon
to get attention, damn.
to get like attention, or just to be annoying, or like
Yeah.
get over one on your parents or something.
I don't want to go to school. Mom, I have a
Just like
yeah.
I don't blame them.
It's the not the placebo.
It's like the Salem witch trials.
kind of yeah mob mentality almost.
Just like, all right, I'm gonna act like totally crazy to make a point.
So
here.
second to last one here, another part of the casting. Jack Nicholson was actually up for the role of Father Karras, but Jason Miller
He's
landed
a little
it.
too crazy to be a priest. Whoever the
I think you
Jason,
had the
what is
same.
it, Jason Miller.
Yeah.
He was fine.
Yeah.
As
Oh, I
Karras.
thought he was great.
Yeah.
But you kind of have the same mind as William Friedkin, because William Friedkin thought that he was, quote, too unholy to ever play a priest. So
valid take.
So, and then the final one is a little bit of box office news or box office talk. The Exorcist is the highest grossing Warner Brothers film of all time when adjusted for inflation.
Really?
Yep.
That's funny.
It is
Of
also
all time?
Yes. Do you know how much money this made? Did you see?
I
I know
several. I'm gonna go with several dollars.
A lot of several dollars, but can you give me like a rough estimate?
I'm gonna say it made 42 million. No, that's way too low. How about 182 million and 73 money?
The budget for it was $12 million. It made $482 or $28.2 million.
Oh, okay.
So,
So I went way
yeah.
over.
Yes. Wait. You went way over?
Didn't I say 182?
Yeah.
What did you say?
428.2 million.
Oh, I didn't.
You
hear
were way
I
under.
didn't hear the 4 part. Okay.
Oh. But yeah.
Never mind.
But also, if adjusted for inflation, this would be the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, $428.2 million in 73. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think this movie is like that amazing. To be honest, I'm a hater. You know me. I'm always a hater. And I thought the movie was good
yeah.
for sure.
So
Something about the opening I really liked for some reason too.
yeah.
Oh
No, it's a great opening.
but like, I wasn't like blown away or anything.
Fair.
I don't know. I was very neutral because, like, it spends a lot of time developing Karras as a character,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of showing you
So-
the day-to-day life of the mother and daughter. But it's
I-
like I don't really care about that stuff.
I think
per
it's. I
se.
mean, we'll get into it when we get
I
to the
don't know.
awards here in a second. Best scene, I think we can discuss a little bit of it, but
Sure.
I looked up what $428 million in 73 is worth now. It would be worth 2.959
Billion?
billion
With a
dollars
B.
with a B. It'd be 959,620,000
Do they account for that when they talk about highest grossing films of all time? Do
Yes,
like
they do. They do.
inflation?
That
Where does it rank? Like what? Top 30?
highest grossing movies of all time.
I want to say like top 30.
There is a on like Wikipedia. There is so worldwide.
That sounds like a lot of money. I like
So
money.
adjusted for inflation, it.
And the budget of that thing was like what? Would you say 12?
12 million, yes.
Wow.
They made bank on that.
That's what I call a good investment. If you're maybe it's worth having a curse on your movie set if you make that much money. Cuz oh my gosh.
I can't find where it sits.
I'm just going to assume that's like top 30 cuz like how many even reach
Definitely
a billion,
top
right?
30. Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
um
It's weird to me cuz it's like I don't know. I don't I could see like I can't really see people seeing this movie and thinking like, "Wow, I need to tell everyone I know to see this."
yeah. Yeah, well,
I
I
don't know.
mean, but also 70s were different, you know.
It's a different time. I don't
Yeah.
think if you released the same movie today, it would so not make nearly that much money.
Oh, no, it wouldn't.
Not
It
even
definitely
close.
wouldn't. But
I don't think.
I can't find anything about adjusted for inflation, but it probably is like top 50 at least.
Fair
So.
enough. Okay.
But yeah. So that was that.
This is a really interesting perspective there.
Yeah.
The movie is good. The movie is competent. The acting is at some parts pretty amazing. But it just didn't do much for me, if I'm being totally honest.
fair. But of course we have one other thing. What would you say is the our Rick Dalton Viggo Mortensen Toe Award?
The
for
most
most film-
well-known fact.
Yeah, for them. I would
I don't
say
know. You were the fact master on this one.
I would say I'm going to give this award to the honestly, it might be the
The vomit thing.
the vomit thing.
Hitting his face.
It might be I'm torn between the vomit thing and the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
Fair. Well, I didn't know that, so I
Yeah,
was
like
not
you
in the
pop
know.
it in at the beginning, you're like, this is Warner Brothers' most highest grossing film of all time. Did you know that?
That definitely is something a film bro
Yeah.
would say. Okay, you're
Yeah.
right.
So, and then also, of course,
I mean,
as
you said
we
it,
always
and you're a film bro.
I do not take that term lightly.
You don't take it lightly.
I
Like, You're
don't,
serious about it.
Yes. I want you to take that back.
No.
We're gonna sit here in silence until you take it back.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you. So, of course, we got to bring the other one. Does this movie pass the Bechdel test? It actually,
I don't know. Does it?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. It does. I don't know why.
The
It
Bechdel
does.
test is not a good determining factor whether a movie's good or not. Just throwing that out
Definitely
there.
not. But it's it's a fun little thing that we do. Okay, Trevor. God. But anyways,
Whatever.
time to get to our favorite thing to do. Our awards. So first and foremost, best scene. I had 1, 2, 3, 7.
I'm gonna go
7.
with The
See,
Exorcism.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to announce the nominees.
Okay.
So I have the opening scene in Iraq, the Captain Howdy scene, so the Ouija board scene. Reagan is tested / house call.
Nah, I
So
didn't like that.
that scene
Most
hate.
uncomfortable, maybe.
I hate that scene.
I don't want to see someone's neck getting punctured.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Ew.
I genuinely squirmed at that, and I did not squirm the rest of the movie.
Valid.
But I will say the opening scene in Iraq, though, I think that has
it's
one of
interesting because I'm like, am I watching the right movie? I saw
Yeah.
the title.
Well,
okay.
with the whole him standing there and looking at Pazuzu, that's so cool. And then the dogs are fighting.
It's got some violent energy to it or something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh no.
It's
I think-
interesting. It's
yeah.
weird. It's an interesting choice.
I
sure.
like that. But the other ones that I have are Chris comes home and finds out that Burke is dead. I think that's a really nice suspenseful scene.
Nah.
Hi, Chuck. Come on in.
Suppose you heard.
Heard what?
Haven't heard. Burke's dead. He must have been drunk. He fell down from the top of the steps right outside. By the time he hit M Street, he broke his neck.
Oh, God. No!
Yeah, I know.
I just put this as "Let Jesus F you." The first time we see Reagan
She gets really vulgar. Okay.
She does. She
For-
really does.
She probably had fun doing all that because that was probably
as a 14-year-old, I was saying fuck all the time. I would have been like, yes, I can actually say it for money.
Yeah, especially in that time, in the year 1973.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
And then I this is technically two scenes, but I have the Karis and Reagan meetings. So the first time when he sees her and he gets puked on, and then the second time when he goes in and tries
The exorcism.
Well, no, when he tries to show that she is possessed. So the tap water scene.
I'm saying
You don't like that?
I don't know.
I think that's a fun little.
I'm gonna go with the dream sequence
What dream sequence?
when he's asleep.
Oh.
When his
Okay.
random buddy guy, who's also a character, I guess, goes to see Karis, and
Yeah.
then he's like, "Oh,
Are you adding that to the nominees?
sure?"
Okay.
And then he's like, "Hey, buddy, I know you're sad about your mom or whatever. Here's some alcohol. That'll make it better." And then he's like, "Are you stealing my shoes?" "No." And then he goes
That might
to
be-
sleep. And then in his dream, he's like, his mom comes up out of the subway, and then it's she goes down, and then you see the demon face for a second.
Yeah.
Literally once. It was so fast. I was like, "What the hell was that?" And,
Oh yeah. No, there's a
and,
bunch of
pause it.
subliminal messaging with the demon face.
Which is it's funny because it's just someone in a dark room where only their face is lit up, and they're wearing a shawl or something, so you can only see their face. And
Yeah.
it kind of looks funny, but
Oh, it definitely does. But then the last scene that I have, we'll add that scene, but the last scene I think is my winner at least as well. But the exorcism, I mean.
Amen.
God, defender of the human race. Look down in pity.
You killed your
on this
mother.
your servant.
You left her alone to
Reagan
die.
Charisma.
Shut up! I'll never forgive you.
Oh, Lord,
Shut up!
devil's
Bastard! Oh!
I command you, by the judge of the living and the dead, to depart from the servant of God. It's the power. Holy water. Oh. It's the power of Christ that compels you. The power of Christ 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 compels you.
That last
okay.
for the
I honestly,
Okay.
honestly, I know I'm a hater here, but I was kind of underwhelmed by the ending of the movie.
Yeah, the ending's underwhelming, but I still think it's very enjoyable. That like last little bit, that like pretty much from like them going in and getting or when Max von Sydow's character enters the movie once again, from there to the ending is like I'm all for it.
I like the lighting in the room. It was very
The
like,
lighting
blue.
is so good.
Very blue.
But yeah, that's what I
color.
would consider the exorcism scene. Maybe also maybe we cut it in half and then we do the him telling the demon to transfer into him and then him falling down the stairs as like another scene. So, what would you say?
I'm going with the dream sequence.
The dream
I
sequence?
like when movies get weird and esoteric.
Okay. I think I'd have to go with the exorcism. I love him falling down the stairs, and if I could I'd probably put that with it as well, but I just cut it in half.
Sure.
But I think the exorcism scene, it's so iconic too.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I mean the the power of Christ then throwing it, and then they show the shot of her leg like getting cut and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's so cool.
We should add a category that's the Kenneth Branagh Dutch Angle Best Camera Trick Award.
You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I'll add that. Like, what is
the,
it?
The Kenneth Branagh Dutch Angle Best Camera Trick Award.
Kenneth Branagh Dutch Angle Award.
And for the Exorcist, I'd nominate like the POV shot of him rolling down the stairs, and it's just like the camera is rolling down the stairs.
Yeah, we could. Well, I'll put that for next for
Well, I already
later.
gave the correct answer for the Exorcist.
No, I was
so.
gonna say the best camera shot is her like the weird like little vision Karis has when the statue of Pazuzu's in the room and Reagan's like reaching up to him.
Okay, that's
I think
an
that-
interesting one.
I'll say this. I'm putting the Dutch Angle Award, the Kenneth Branagh's Dutch Angle Award, right in between the Norton Ruffalo Hulk Award and the Muppet Mayhem Award for
There you have it, folks.
for upcoming episodes.
There you have
So that's such
it. By the a
That-
couple weeks from now, our awards list is just gonna be super long.
it is. Well, I love building it. It's so much fun. But
So it's a list.
but
Eventually, I'm hoping we can drop the Muppet one.
no, that one's never leaving.
Come on.
That one's my favorite one.
Well, okay. The answer for that one is
Hold on. Whoa,
Reagan as a
stop,
Muppet.
Stop, bud. We
Obviously.
gotta get to that. Hold on.
Reagan as a Muppet would
okay,
be funny.
shut.
Okay.
Best actor. That's the award we're on. Best actor. So of course, we choose three, and it's the what three names would be on the poster. I have Ellen Burstyn, Jason Miller, and Linda Blair.
I'll give it to the mom.
Ellen Burstyn.
Yep.
I would give it to Linda Blair. I think Linda Blair, for her age, doing all the having to be scared, especially as
She's very believable as like a normal child too.
Yeah.
Before she's possessed.
But even when she's possessed, it's like she has to be she has to go with fuck me, fuck. It's like, but that's so crazy acting, and it's like for a 14-year-old to be actually almost have you have to be very mature.
Just forget there's a camera rolling for a second. I don't know. Acting is easy. Come on.
oh,
I could
okay,
do
bud.
that.
I think she's just so good.
I give it to the mom because
The mom's
she's
good.
she's
but
in the movie more than
fair, but
Reagan.
she I feel like Linda Blair had to play the harder role than my baby is dead, the
Okay,
distraught
yeah.
mom, where Linda Blair has to basically play two characters.
Yeah, true.
Reagan and then possessed Reagan. So
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much argument for anyone else. I don't think.
Oh my god. I think Jason Miller has some stance in it.
He's okay.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
Hey, you gotta burp out that demon right now, Mister. Don't force it. Don't force it.
Oh shit! I just shit my pants. Sorry, it came out the other end.
That's pleasant.
I just
Can demons come out the other end? I don't know. Is that confirmed?
Just the idea that it's like, just shit out your demon, bro. Come
Would
on,
would
do
a
it.
demon be embarrassed? Like they possess you, right?
They go to their demon buddies and they're like, yeah, I got
Man.
I came out someone's mouth. I came out someone's eyes. I don't want to say where I came out.
No, but like, how do they? Where they go in? Like where they enter the body. It might be
All
embarrassing for
demons
them.
enter through the ass.
I want to see a movie that's about demons, but is like a comedy. Like,
That was I feel like there's bound to be one.
it's gotta be, but a good one. He's like, hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to violate you like that, but I need your soul.
I need your soul. I need your body to wreak havoc. But best supporting actor. So I have 5. Sorry. Lee J. Cobb, who plays Lieutenant Kinderman, who is the police
Who?
officer. The police officer.
I don't even remember a police officer, to be honest.
He's like the detective. He's the one that goes to Karis and is like, his
the
head
hat,
was
the guy with the hat.
yeah.
Okay.
Max von Sydow as Father Marin. Kitty Wynn as Sharon, the one that also is helping Chris with Reagan.
The helper.
Yeah. Jack McGrowan, who plays Burke, and then William O'Malley, who plays Dyer, who is a actual priest.
Okay. Cool fact. That maybe you just threw that in the fun fact corner. I don't know. Maybe.
I didn't think it was that.
Was this
Interesting.
was this category supporting actors?
Supporting actor, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think honestly, Max von Sydow all the way.
I'll go with the detective guy because he's so like happy, and he's a film bro. So
He is a film fan. Oh my
he's
god,
a film bro. He's talking about
Let's get him on.
He's
the
talking
pod.
about Wuthering Heights, and the guy's like, "Huh, I've seen it." It's like, no, you haven't. You just don't want to talk to him about it. Talk to him about it.
I think Max von Sydow takes it though, because like when he re-enters the movie, like literally 15 minutes before it ends, he is just like,
This is serious.
This is like his
This is the big
performance
one.
takes over literally everything, and I'm
Eh.
like, I am here for Max von Sydow. But favorite character though, Chris Reagan, Father Karras, Father Marin, or Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
That's what I was gonna say. Pazuzu. I think Pazuzu's. Not to say we love demons, but the character of Pazuzu in this.
Any demons in the room?
If any demons are in the room, we love you.
Nah, you guys suck.
You-
I get like possessed
Yeah.
mid sentence.
Man, if anyone that knows me from like church or something is listening to this, they're like, "Oh my God, Sean,
You've lost your faith.
I've lost my."
You've
I
lost
think
your way.
watching this like in the like as a Catholic, I'm pretty sure like they'd be like, "You cannot watch this."
Hey, you said a bad word a couple times. You can't do that.
What bad word?
I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah, that one.
No.
You can't do that.
I played Cards Against Humanity in a church before. I think I'm already going to hell, so it's all good.
That's hardly the worst thing you could do, but okay. Anyway.
Then I have best line. I just pulled up quotes from this, but I think one of them.
The power of Christ compels
I
you.
was gonna say Father Marin and Father Karras. The power of Christ compels you. You know what? I think it's just a great scene.
That's been
we'll play
pretty,
it right here.
That's been parodied and referenced many a time over.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is. But it's such an iconic scene. Oh my gosh, the demon, aka Pazuzu. Your mother sucks cocks in hell's Karras, your faithless slime.
I like using slime as an insult
That is a really good one.
because it's like I'm slime. Like
Yeah, what the
like-
fuck does that mean?
like I don't know. That hits harder than like you are.
You're just a shit
bastard or
person.
something.
Yeah.
Like no, you're not even. You're just slime, like oozing out of the ground somewhere.
A lot of this is just like Reagan yelling,
And saying swear words.
saying just all the worst words to say.
I
How
like.
about How about this? What an excellent day for an exorcism.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
You'd like that?
Intensely.
But wouldn't that drive you out of Reagan?
It would bring us together.
You and Reagan?
You and us.
Number
What?
one in my book. I actually have that on a plaque.
I mean, honestly, the excellent day for an exorcism has like such a great, like, has a great like exchange between them two, right there.
I do like how they're kind of squaring each other up. They're like, yeah, you big talk, huh? Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're going to exercise me? Oh, yeah? Well, how about I tell your mother that? She's dead.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, yeah, what's my mother's maiden name? I don't think
Yeah.
you know, demon. And she's
Yeah.
like,
Fuck.
dang it, I don't.
No. But yeah, I think
Call
those
me
are,
on my bluff.
I think those are some pretty good quotes from this. What would you say is your favorite?
I don't remember any.
I just said
particular one.
we just talked about
I know, but
three.
I don't remember any standing out
Out of
to
those
me.
three, then.
I don't remember any of those standing out to me, but I guess an excellent day for an exorcism.
Okay, I think
Sure.
honestly, Power of Christ compels you. Iconic.
It's pretty iconic, yeah.
Iconic. Best piece of music. So I only have two.
the score to the movie, and then like, is there any? Other
There's
song?
one song that I found, and it's during like when Karis walks into the bar, and "Ramblin' Man" by the Allman Brothers Band is playing.
Okay, well that wins by default, I guess.
No, I'd say the Exorcist theme.
They only use it like twice. It's so
Yeah, but
like,
it's so
the
iconic.
music is like not a part of this movie.
It's so
at all.
iconic though. So I'm just saying Exorcist.
It sounds like
theme.
the Halloween theme. It doesn't have John Carpenter's notorious synths. in it,
Okay.
so it's not good in my eyes.
Dark Side of the Rainbow. Is there an album or song that could match the tone? I think a Black Sabbath song playing would be kind of sick.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like imagine if like Linda Blair was or Reagan was
I am Iron Man.
like no, not that. What's oh man, what's the Black Sabbath song?
That one song that goes like, "I was possessed."
Paranoid. Paranoid would I think would fit perfectly. Like imagine if like Linda like cuz I mean Chris is an actress, so they probably have money, but like imagine if like Reagan was like, "Can you get me this Black Sabbath album?"
If I were to remake this movie randomly,
And it would've been
I would have her play a record on a record player at some
That's what I
point.
would say. Like play Black Sabbath's Paranoid on the record player. And it's just like I
I don't think it would be believable for her to listen to Black Sabbath, though.
I don't know. What if they're playing that? They're actually playing that at the piano instead.
They're right next to a church, right? And that's why they are friends with all these priest people. Is that the
Yes?
context? Kind of.
Maybe.
So I don't think.
I
they
think
would
it's also
approve of
because
Black
like
Sabbath,
she's a socialite because she's like
an actress.
you know she's an actress and it's a lot of people
Ah,
from
yeah,
the crew.
actress, notorious friend of priests.
Yeah.
I think that's a little weird.
No, I think Paranoid works though. I just stick it in there somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't.
Reagan, when she's possessed, she gets really
You know what?
into
You
Black
know,
Sabbath.
you know what would really fit this movie? Radiohead. And I totally mean that as a joke.
Yeah.
Obviously, that would not fit at all. But I can't.
I'm
think of
a
anything.
creep.
I can't think of anything that would fit. to be
Reagan.
honest.
The possession is actually just
Ju-
Reagan going through her emo era.
Just some random Vietnam War song because it's 1973 or whatever. Like, you know,
It's got
I ain't no
Fortunate
senator's
Son.
son.
Yeah, Fortunate Son.
Something stupid like that. Totally random. You gotta set the stage. It's 1973. How else do we do that?
Fortunate Son.
I don't even know what year that came out. Watch it. It came out in 75 or something, probably. Just to be annoying.
Fortunate Son came out in. It was released on the album Willie and the Poor Boys in 1969.
Aha! So it would have
So it
existed.
would've been out.
It would have
Yep.
been. They would have had it.
So
Put that on the record player.
So next one, Norton to Ruffalo Hulk Award. I had one.
Okay, hit me. You were really excited about this one, so hit me with it.
Lieutenant Kinderman. I think he looks very similar to Gene Hackman, and I think Gene Hackman would be interesting in this.
I have no thoughts about that either way.
Well, I mean, Friedkin
Very
worked
neutral.
with Gene Hackman 2 years earlier.
I know Jack Nicholson as Karras because he said that.
Perfect.
No,
I think Nicholson as maybe the director would work.
tell me who is the sergeant from Monk, the TV show Monk,
I don't know. I've never seen Monk.
the police detective guy.
Monk's
boss.
TV show.
He would be a good lieutenant. in-
Ted Levine,
Yes, I think.
the guy who plays James Gum.
Well, show me a
Yeah.
picture.
Well, I can't spin my computer
Just
around.
it's like
Okay, fine.
angle.
Here.
Just
That guy?
correct. We have it.
Okay.
He'd be a
Ted
good lieutenant.
Levine.
Yep.
When they remake this movie?
I'm sure. Well, they already did, right? But
I think so,
they
yeah.
rebooted it at least.
Watch Ted Levine be in
No,
the
he
remake.
probably would have been pretty young in 1973,
He would have.
but he has to be old. That's the thing. If we're going out of time and space here for that one, he should
Fair.
just play every police detective ever.
How old would Gene Hackman been at this time?
You know what? Let's throw Oscar Isaac in this thing. Maybe some Ryan Reynolds action.
Gene Hackman would have been 1930. He would have been 42. No, yeah, he would have been 43 when this came out. So,
I think Tom Cruise as Reagan would have been good.
oh no.
Sorry, I don't mean to crap all over your category.
I think
here,
like
but
if Gene Hackman was the lieutenant, though, I think that would work. Like a more kind of not a younger guy, but like still has some seniority.
would he be
but
believable as a film bro detective though?
I think he would have, because I think he like 40 would have been young enough that he still kind of is up with like movies. Probably doesn't have a wife or has been divorced, kind of thing. Where this guy is kind of like,
That autograph is actually for me.
yeah, like, you know, that kind of thing. Or like he's hitting on the mom a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I could see that from
So-
Gene Hackman. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would work pretty well. Of course, this is where we do the Kenneth Branagh Dutch Angle Award, but we already did that.
Yeah, the falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
Let's just drop the camera.
Muppet Mayhem. I think he said it. I think he put it perfectly. Reagan as a Muppet. But what if we did it like almost like The Thing, where when she's possessed, she's a Muppet, but like when the
Oh.
possession goes to the father, he becomes a Muppet.
That'd be kind of funny. But
Yeah.
like also, I'm just thinking of the scene where she's like levitating in like a T pose, like Christ style. It'd
Yeah.
be funny if it was just Kermit instead.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like when he jumps out the window, like it's the meme of like Kermit falling off the building.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, something like that.
I think this might be your least favorite award category. So
It is. Just stating that for the record.
fuck, marry, kill.
It's strange.
I would fuck Father Karras.
Okay.
I think he
okay.
is. I think he was having the crisis of faith. I think, you know.
Helper Lady Sharon. Is he,
No,
probably
I would,
the most attractive person in this
I
movie,
would
easily.
marry Helper Lady Sharon. I think she's wifey material, you know.
She is pretty helpful, except
Yeah.
when she abandons the child for a second. Mom's all mad at her.
It's fine. And then kill.
Kill Pazuzu. Obviously,
See,
you kill the bad guy every time.
this is why I love this award, because you're just like, kill the bad guy, kill the bad
Although
guy.
I guess it's a little bit harder to kill a demon who's
Yeah.
already dead. But
I would kill Burke. Just keep him dead. He kind of seemed like an asshole, kind of.
he didn't
Like,
he?
you
He
know.
seemed like okay, but like how
like
does
he seemed like he's like even then.
how does he end up falling down the stairs? The Pazuzu pushed him out the window, but
Yeah.
like that would require him to be up in her room, which is
Yeah.
already really questionable.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
How did he get there?
Yeah. Well, also
Did
like
he get back in the house?
in the
Unclear.
party scene, also he seems like a guy that would go to a party, drink all of your alcohol, and then be like, "Can somebody give me a ride home, please?"
He starts fighting Carl because he was a former Nazi or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, valid reasoning, but
But like he still kind of gives that vibe of like douchey fucking frat bro that drinks everything and then is like, "Can I get a car ride?"
if we're going off just that character, then the butler Carl guy is a former Nazi, which is
Yeah.
how does he know that?
I don't know.
He's like, you're German.
I mean,
Is
well,
that-
at the yeah,
I don't get it. Where did that come from? What an interesting
like little side thing. Yeah.
side thing going on.
Maybe it's
in
something
your
from the book.
Exorcist movie. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really weird.
Lego set setting. I think the room.
The stairs. It's a lot of stairs to construct.
Build the new stair. The play features, you just flick down your minifigures and tumbles
Do
down.
we have a minifigure of that statue that was defaced or whatever
Ooh.
with like the horns on it
Yeah.
or whatever?
I think the room also might be a fun one.
Iraq. Just Lego set
The,
Iraq. And if you knock over the statue of
Oh.
Pazuzu, it like a thing pops up.
I like that.
Like a little ghost.
Matinee or midnight movie? I think this is clear
Why
as
would
day.
you watch this in the daytime?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Actually, though, I did. So I started this movie at about 4:00 today.
It gets dark early nowadays.
Yeah. But, like, I stopped it halfway through to do something.
I had to stop it halfway through because it was buffering.
And then I came back to it when it was dark, when more of the possession stuff was going on. And I felt I was like, this actually might be kind of the best way to watch this movie. Like, watch the first half during the day.
You know how movies, like, you do that thing where you basically simplify every frame into just one color,
Yeah,
and then you have like a spectrum or what. This movie would be so blue.
it would be.
It would just be
really
like all
would be.
blue.
It's
like
just
blue,
the color
like-
blue.
Blue or like basically like natural light, the color.
Yeah.
Whatever, just the entire like there's nothing flashy in this movie.
It really isn't, but
There's no bright colors.
eh. Well, I think there was also a thing where like an extra was wearing flashy colors, and like William Friedkin was like, "Get the fuck out of my set," because it
Really?
was too distracting. Yeah.
Huh.
So I think Midnight Movie would be perfect for this. Double feature picture show, best double feature screening. I think.
Rosemary's Baby.
Ooh, I was gonna go more like,
The
Exorcist.
Exorcist.
How about this?
The Exorcist Believer.
In theaters, October 6th. We're not getting sponsored by them, but yeah, I think Exorcist Believer when that comes out would be a good double feature. But I like the Rosemary's Baby.
You would think it because it's related.
It's literally a direct sequel, but
Hmm.
I like Rosemary's Baby. I think that's a good double feature.
I was gonna say Total Recall. Just totally different movie.
Yeah, watch something light after this. Watch Ratatouille.
I wouldn't say The Exorcist is like too heavy or anything either.
It isn't, no.
I don't even know what to make of it, honestly. I really
Yeah.
don't. I'm very neutral on it.
Well, we're almost done here, and we'll give our final thoughts. You can give your rating, but would this film be better under the influence?
I don't know.
I feel like it'd be
I don't
more
know.
scary if you're under like.
It'd
just-
probably be
yeah.
a little bit more scary. So by that
I'd
means,
say yeah.
definitely do something before watching
Yeah.
this. You need it.
See with friends, alone, or on a date.
Not a good date movie, I don't think.
I was gonna say I can't believe you said Primer is a good date movie, but this isn't.
Was I joking?
No, you weren't.
Oh. Oh, you know what? Well, that movie gets you to think about time travel, so
Yeah.
that's a little bit more fun. But then demons.
I think this is a good date movie if you want to get
Classic scary
classic
movie.
scary movie.
You need a shoulder to
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But I think Friends as well. Friends would be a fun one.
Alone, this one's just kind of boring, as I
Yeah.
discovered.
Friends, you kind of need some friends to talk with it, and
Mystery Science 3000 style. Make fun of it. Ha! That guy got puked on.
Ew, Mike.
Ew.
Gross. Bleh. One Night Stand or Comeback Kid?
I'm good with just not seeing this for a while.
Yeah, I'd say so too. I think
I
this would
don't
be
need-
like a fun. This would be a fun like. If you were to rewatch it, give it like 2 Halloweens.
I think
after
maybe
you watch
I
it.
think maybe the reason I didn't really care for this that much is because I've seen so many movies where someone's possessed and just like flailing around like
Yeah.
an idiot. Like I'm thinking of The Conjuring, especially.
And this is more nuanced. Like
This one's a little bit more nuanced, and there's more. There's actually like a bit of a story behind
Yeah.
maybe the demon's motivations, which you don't always get, but like not even motivation. You don't get anything besides the demon being evil, but anyway,
you know.
point is, like, a lot of movies since The Exorcist with possession or whatever as a thing are so the same and so like
Mhm.
tiring and exhausting to watch. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you
It
know,
does get yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
If
It's-
I had never seen any movie like that, I'm sure I'd like The Exorcist better.
yeah.
So
I think like if you were to do a Comeback Kid version of it.
also erase my
It-
memory of like The Conjuring and
Yeah.
The Nun.
Well, I'd say
and
like
whatever else.
this feels like you have to wait like 2 Halloweens before watching it again. Like
I'm gonna up that number to like 5. To be honest,
I think it's you're able to come back to it.
it spawned
it's-
like
you
the
have
whole
to-
possession movie thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think like if you were to come back to it, it'd be in like a year or 2. So, final thing, rating out of 10. What would you give it?
So I know I sound like I didn't like it that much. I'd say this is definitely much better than average. And as far as horror films, it's definitely like a landmark movie.
Yeah.
I didn't care too much for like the characters.
Fair.
It's definitely a slow-paced movie, and I kind of feel like the ending is underwhelming. But it's a 4 out of 5 minimum. I don't
Yeah.
think you can. I don't think you can really say it's lower than that.
Yeah. I was gonna say 8 out of 10, which boils down to a 4 out of 5. So
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. We got through the awards on The Exorcist.
Mhm. We got it through. We got through it without being possessed
Yeah.
by the demon that's in the room.
Oh,
And
we are in basically my house. So if there's a demon here, I'm fucked. So
well, if it's already been, you've been coexisting for a long time. It's not even interested.
oh, okay. Well, but yeah, The Exorcist was my pick. So, you know,
You never
first-
even said why you picked it. I don't think.
I picked it because you can go see Exorcist Believer in theaters. No, I've always wanted to watch this movie.
Oh, I guess yeah. It's
also-
one I can knock off the
Yeah.
watch list.
Also, William Friedkin, I think he
Maybe
like I said in the beginning,
underappreciated.
underappreciated guy. So you know,
Mhm.
kind of wanted to watch it.
I mean, I want to say that he's underappreciated, but he also fires guns right next to his actor's ears.
Yeah, but
So
I
don't
yeah,
know
no,
how I
I
feel
just
about
just
that.
you know, and it's also spooky season. I think it's a good movie to start off spooky season. So
sure.
but that does mean that it's Graham's pick, and
Unless
sadly,
Graham is a ghost now, he's not here.
maybe he's the demon.
Oh, you like willed that thing to fall
Yeah.
over earlier?
Well, he is in your walls. Remember?
oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
uh,
What's his catchphrase?
but he did send me in his pick, and to stay in line with the
Is he gonna show up for his own pick?
I hope he does.
We'll see.
But to stay in line for his for spooky season, he has chosen the 1975 Steven Spielberg classic Jaws.
So okay, that doesn't scream Halloween to me or October.
But it is horror. I gave him
It's technically a horror film, but like, come on.
yeah, not the best.
I don't
pick-
know. We
Not
can-
the best pick for mid fall, but
Yeah, it's like people ain't going to the beach no more, my guy. Like,
but it's still a horror movie. I think it's still a good horror movie.
and,
but we'll be covering that
It's
next
a weird
week.
choice.
It's a weird choice, definitely. But
Is it too late to veto that?
yes, because I already announced it. Like the Oscars, once it's nominated, I can't withdraw it. So
Is that a rule?
well, according to this, it is.
That's really dumb.
So yeah, next week
What if
we'll
they
be doing.
lose the envelope or whatever?
Oh no! Well,
I don't know.
Hollywood's so like ingrained with each other. So like they'd be like, "Did you hear that this fucking guy didn't do this?" Like, goddamn. So, but yeah, next week we'll be doing that. So stay tuned. Second pick for spooky season. Hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get another guest to come in for another spooky season pick.
Besides the guests who have been here
Yeah.
all along.
Yeah. but
Spooky.
But yeah, you can go follow this podcast on Spotify at Relax and Rewind, as well as on YouTube at the channel After the Credits. You can also find on there the Fine Cut, which is the podcast me and Trevor host, weekly new movies. And then you can also find us personally. You can see our movie takes on Letterboxd at _filmworker_ for me, and for you, Trevor.
Trevzilla?
Just you saying Trevzilla. That's it.
Trevzilla? Question mark? I don't even know.
Oh, you don't know.
No,
okay.
I do know. That's
Yeah. But yeah, thanks so much for listening, and come back next week for Jaws.
Jaws. Okay, well, I've already yeah. It's a scary film.
Okay.
The sharks are scary. They're, sharks and ghosts.
Yep.
They're basically the same thing.
It's I look at it as our creature feature pick. How about that?
Sure.
All right.
Creature feature?
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next week. See ya.
Bye.